Hello guys, Dan here. Welcome back to the channel. In today's video we are going to paint Dr. War and his slave drones for the combined army. This is from the support pack for the Operation Kalstrom. This will be mostly painted with contrast paints, so I will show you how to paint contrast paints over the metallic. So without further ado, sit back, relax and enjoy the rest of the video. As always, when I'm painting with the contrast paints, I prime my models with a Wraithbone spray, and I'm trying to achieve an even coat all around. And then we will use the Camo as our first contrast paint, and I'm going to paint all the parts of this worm that I want to be green. And it's actually like 85% of this model is like that, and the only other color that they have will be the metallic armor. So apply this in one very thick coat. After that, we will paint the rest of his metal armor with the arrowhead steel. So I will go around and paint everything else that's left on this model with this paint. This paint was very thick for me, so I had to add like a decent amount of water to it, so it flows good from my brush. So this is how the models should like at this stage, so should be only green and metallic, and that's it. For the next stage I mixed Basilicanum Grey and Magos Purple. They are both contrast paints, so I mixed them 50-50, and then I went around all the metallic parts and I painted them with this color. It looks like a wash from this angle, but it's actually how the contrast paints work. So just be thorough and then go around the model, and then try not to go over the green parts with this mix. And then we will just take a pure Magos Purple and we will paint recesses on their bodies, and as well the upper part of their bodies. So just go around and go in a very light tone, so it doesn't need to be very heavy. So let the model dry for a couple of minutes properly before we proceed to the highlighting stage. You can see that I painted this part at the top red, but I will come back later to it. I will start highlighting the green parts because it's the biggest part of the model and I want to finish with that first. I will use pale green. This is like air color, so I didn't have to dilute anything or add any water to it. It was just flowing very nice, like straight from the bottle. I went all around the model and I applied two very thin coats, and I highlighted all the green parts. Let's say I covered like 80 to 90% of the previous areas. I just left all the recesses and all the shades intact, so everywhere when I wanna see a shadow I was leaving it, but everything else was highlighted with the two thin coats of this color. And for the second highlight I mixed the Japanese uniform 50-50. into the pale green, and I just went around the model again and I highlighted the same areas, but this time I highlighted much less area. I highlighted maybe like 20% or 30% of the exposed areas, and I tried to highlight only the ones at the top of the model that are mostly exposed to the light. Guys, if you have time, please visit the Facebook page and the Instagram page. I usually post more photos there of all the other projects that I do, the ones that are not ending up in the video as well. For the final highlight, I will use a pure Japanese uniform, and I had to add a little water to this color so it flows better, and then I will go around the model and I will do only the edge highlight, so only the most sharpest edges and the most exposed areas at the top, just make one little highlight. And this will conclude the highlighting green step. So from now on we will focus more on the armor and try to finish this model with the rest of the details. So to highlight the armor, I use the Stormhost Silver, and I will just go around the model and edge highlight all the sharpest edges of this armor. Just try to find a comfortable angle for you how to paint these edges, and try to mostly use the side of your brush when you're painting this. And as well here I use the natural light from my lamps to see where the real reflections from this paint, and just highlighted those areas. It is just the little trick that works. To paint the eyes, I used the flat thread, and I painted a little thing at the top of the clothes of the big model that he have with this color as well. When you are painting the eyes, just try to be precise and just paint them, but try not to go inside the recesses, because they already have a nice shadow from the contrast paint that we did before. Then I will mix a very little black with the flat red, just to create some kind of purplish black red color, and I will paint the lower half of the eyes. So just try to paint at the bottom and still leave the upper half in the previous color. And then I will use Ivory, and I will put a dot in the upper left part of the eyes. So every single eye will have a dot on the same spot. And to finish off the highlight on these things on top of his armor, I mixed the flat red with a little ivory just to create a little brighter highlight color, and just did a little highlight there at the top. And the last thing that we need to do on Dr. Worm is to paint his clothes, and they are much brighter green than it was actually the rest of his body. So I will use a Moot Green, and I will just paint them with that color. It's a little fluorescent and it looks really nice. Then I mixed a little of flat yellow with the Moot Green just to create the highlight, and I did the edge highlight on the clothes, so on the both sides. And to create the shadows on the clothes, I used the Biel-Tan Green. It's actually a wash paint, and then I just slightly washed the clothes. If you see that you have too much wash, just dry up your brush and collect all the excess, because you want actually very little of this wash on these clothes. And that will be it. I will call these models done. If you're interested how I did bases, I will include the link to the video in the description below. Guys, if you enjoyed the video, please leave a like and don't forget to subscribe to the channel so you don't miss out on any future content that I will be releasing very soon. And if you have any comments or suggestions, or you would like to see something else painted on this channel, please let me know, and I will try to do my best. That's it for now. Stay safe, take care, and see you soon. Bye bye.